creators, designers, welcome to DreamAloud Art. Y'all, we have a very special guest in the building, Miss Janella, aka Artsotek.studio, okay? So a big shout out to her. If you're coming through and you're like, who are these folks? What are they talking about? Go ahead and follow me at DreamAloud Art, y'all. You don't have to browse. It's not necessary. Just follow me. And, of course, follow Janella here. She is tagged in the pinned comment below. If you check out her artwork, give her some shout-outs, give her some credits, most definitely. And after you follow me, make sure you click the link in my bio, y'all. Okay? So you can see these full interviews on YouTube, okay? Subscribe so you can see the full thing. IGTV only holds 15 minutes. Okay, that's nothing. Okay, we're just warming up in 15 minutes, really. All right, so we appreciate that. So back to the one and only Janella here. So you are a painter. Do you get involved in other mediums of I don't know, any other mediums or any other forms of art and self-expression? Do you get into anything else?
I actually have worked with all types of medium. I used to work with oil, but now I work with acrylic. I've done different types of, I use plaster on canvas, wood, different types of stuff. I like anything, really. I like anything I could just break apart. Yeah.
All right, well, that's what's up. I have a lot of respect for your craft. I really do. I really do. Like when we had connected, I think I really appreciated your passion for what you do, because I kind of felt that. I was like, okay, well, yeah. This woman is passionate. Like, she's passionate, and sometimes you can just feel that. I get a lot of feedback from the art community, so I'm like trying to filter out, like, okay, who seems like they're deeply passionate about what they are doing, you know. So I was definitely impressed with your work, and I still am very impressed with your work. So I'm going to ask you a question, and it could be, sometimes it's layered for some folks, and sometimes it's very simple. But for the people who do not know you at all, who is Janella? They jump on this live, they want to know, who are you? Who are you? What do you do? Like, what comes with you?
I have a intense passion for the unknown, and I really like diving deep into like philosophical things, but like really like I'm just obsessed the whole vibe of life, like the whole like existence part, like how we're like these bodies and how this is what's holding us. Like a lot of my art is like, you can see like there's usually holes in like this yeah, like that's what I mean. It's like surface. I feel like art is about surfacing the soul and like out like whatever's in, because nobody can see that. Nobody could see what's inside unless you bring it out either verbally or, you know, some type of way.
Girl, you are a whole vibe up in here. Oh my goodness, I felt that in my soul. It's true. Like, that is so true. I'm like, hallelujah, amen. For real. That's beautiful. It's so well put. So well put. I just want to say, my sister, she's hanging out in the comments, so I know she's feeling it. She's like, vibe of life. Yes, yeah. I love that. That's some really good energy. So let's take a trip down memory lane, as I usually say, because we want to know a little bit about your journey. Not a little bit, a lot of it, really, about your journey as an artist. So is this something that you've always known? You've always known that you're just wholeheartedly expressive in some form or fashion? Maybe it wasn't paint, maybe it was something else. Is it something you've always known, or it was a pivotal moment where you're just like, you know what? I think I'm going to explore this a little bit more. What has that journey been like for you?
Well, I feel like I've always loved art, like ever since I was a little kid. Like I, from the moment that I could pick up anything, like I was always, you know, doing something with something like a pen and paper. Like my mom used to get me these little paints, and I used to just paint with them. Like,
little dots, the little circle ones on a tray, like
those, like the little ones.
Yes, those were my vibe right there. I love those. I loved it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I've always loved art, and like I really started getting into it when I was about 13 or 14. There was this band that I liked a lot. It was I forgot what it was called, like Ghost Gardens or something like that. I don't know, something like that. Like Ghost in the Machine, something like that. But it was just like I really liked their cover art, like what they did. His name is Alistair Dipner, the artist for their cover art. And I just started out by like painting what he painted. And then after that, I was like, wow, I really like painting. So I just started getting painting. Yeah. So,
how old were you about this time when you
about
discovered
13.
that?
13, yeah.
Nice. Oh, that's wonderful. You had actually mentioned I'm curious about the artist that you referenced to. Definitely curious. You mentioned about your mom getting things for you. So how has that support been for you as a creative? It sounds like you did have support in the family, but
yeah,
and that's true.
Yes, absolutely. My mom was always there for me. So was my dad. I had a really solid support system for art. Like, I mean, my dad didn't really know I was any good until I started like, you know, doing more of it. But like, they always supported me. My mom, she knew that I was really interested in like doing art stuff. So she always was like supportive of it and like, you can do it, like push harder. She would like sit with me in the studio, like late at night, like stay at home mom. So she's always been there for me. Like,
man, that's wonderful. That is so wonderful, and it's such a huge blessing within the family. You know, not everyone has that support, or they may have to the degree they have it, but it really provides a different kind of charge. It provides
really does.
That for you as a creative, and really just having more faith in what you do and standing in your truth with it. So that's what's up. That's very cool. Would you say that with your work you have like a running theme? Like there's a running theme there? To me, it seems like you have a very signature style that's
really
demonstrated. It seems like it to me. I guess it's kind of hard to explain. It's like some strong white or light lines, colors.
Yeah, I tend to like
like strong contrast, and it's kind of signature to me. But is that intentional to have a particular theme, a consistent theme, or you know, what is that as far as your body of work generally?
Well, I started out with like just painting what I felt looked good, but after like it wasn't until 3 or 4 years ago that I actually started to think, well, I do need a theme in my work. So so I started just diving deep into like the self and meditation and just finding out who I am. And then I just
what are you, like my spirit sister here? Oh my gosh, like you were just speaking to me, girl. Okay, go ahead. I'll make it pass. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I just like started getting into it a lot, and I feel like just what I was explaining earlier, just like the whole theme of existence, that's like what is throughout my whole work, just the beauty of life and just appreciating that, like just seeing somebody for not their shell, but for, you know, what's inside. And like, that's a big thing in my art, because for me, it was kind of hard to like get into the whole communication, like thing, because I've always been like super nervous, and I feel like art and
communication as far as what do you mean by communication?
Like communication, like verbal, like back and forth communication, like it sometimes like in our society it can get really hard to even do like phone calls or stuff like that, but like that's what I was just tying it back into, like this whole surface thing. When we use art to connect with others without words, it can even open more communication channels, just like, you know, actually communicate with each other without even saying anything.
It's like energetically communicating.
Yeah, that's a big factor how we like build relationships and stuff. Like it's how we feel around people. And
well, you're starting a whole podcast. This is I don't know what happened, but I feel like I just hit subscribe to a podcast that you have yet to do. I mean, that's beautiful. That's really, it is powerful. That is very powerful. I 100% agree with what you're saying. You know, it's some people use it in a different way, but it is a vibe. It is a vibration. It is an energy, and to communicate energetically there are no words that can describe that. So that's what's up. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm with it. I'm totally with it. So I want to touch on education for you. Did you take any formal classes or anything like that, or And even if you did, has any of or most of what you've done been self-taught? You know, what does that look like as far as your journey with education on painting or honing in on your craft?
Yeah, so my mom actually put me in this like arts academy type thing when I was younger. For it was like a year, and I did a couple classes with that, and it was just like they mailed in like exercises for you to do, and then you would mail them back and they'd grade it for you. I did that for about a year, and then
Wow.
throughout high school I was always really close to the art teachers. That's why I want to become an art teacher.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah.
So like I've just been really close with like art teachers in general, like always just anybody who I can just hang around with who likes art.
Yes.
And I just, that's what I did. I just learned off of other people and practice a lot. I just remember every single day just doing something with art, like my whole life doing something with art.
Just staying on that wave. Staying on that wave is critical. And I'll touch on a moment for the way I used to think, you know. It's like I always felt better when I was around creatives, but I didn't realize the value of being with the creatives. So when it came to my friends, like my friends were artists, all of that. But when it came to my own focus and my own practice, I kind of stayed into my own world. You know, I didn't really like share it and, you know, provide feedback with my artsy friends, if you will.
That makes sense.
So, you know, but there is such a power to not only keeping in touch with creatives and being around them, but bouncing ideas, getting feedback. You know, that's different. It's a different kind of community, if you will.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's very cool. Especially about you being wanting or aiming to be an art teacher. I think that's I love it. My mom always told me that. She's just like, "Oh, Electra, you're gonna I can see you being an art teacher," and I'm like, you know, Mom, I don't know about that, but what I'm doing now reflects what her vision was and what was my deeper vision. You know, it's creating that sense of community, and it's beautiful. I think that's a beautiful journey for you.
Thank you. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, go ahead.
That you'd be into like that you'd be like a cool art teacher. I feel like you'd be.
Let me tell you, I did some volunteering. I did some volunteering at the museum here in Richmond with kids between the ages of 5 and 11. And let me tell you, oh my gosh, I was just like, oh, I would have loved to do this like years ago, you know, for sure. Yeah. It's so rewarding just being a creative and then having students in that sense too. So I think that's wonderful. What other motivations do you have for wanting to teach art? What other, you know, motivations? What is the reward? Is there a deeper reward for you?
I feel like my whole life I was gravitated towards people who not need inspiration, but who desire inspiration, and I feel like I'm a person who can help them dig up what they have inside of them. They just need somebody to be like, you can do it, like, you know.
Yes, but wait, let me rewind. I'm gonna hit rewind and I'm gonna go back to that because that was powerful. Be around folks that don't need inspiration, but they desire it. That is two completely different things.
Yeah,
say
because
that. Girl, I had to put some light on it. Sprinkle some light. That was word. Yes. Yeah. Oh goodness, we needed to hear. Girl, I did not know I'd be getting all of this. My goodness, I need a sip of water.
Hey, I mean, you had a good one yesterday too.
What happened?
Your interview yesterday was really good too. I watched some of that one.
I'm telling y'all are hitting me with some serious gems. Gracious.
Yeah.
I'm with it. I'm all for it. See, my whole energy needed that, you know? So it's like, oh, you know, hey, Electra or Dream. Electra, folks call me Dream or Electra. Look, I'm Dream. But yeah, it's like, hey, Dream, guess what? You're going to think this is just a normal, regular interview, but then they're going to drop all kinds of gems on you. And it's like, wow. But I'm with that. I really love that. Good stuff, girl. You sidetracked me. I just got emotional. All right. So I know you're 20 years old, and that doesn't mean anything here nor there for the next question, but I'm going to use that as a buffer. But have you reached a certain point where you've had certain accomplishments that you're really proud of? and you're like, you know what? Yes, I did this, boom. And along with that question, what's the next accomplishment? And it's not to say that these things are absolutely everything, but just for conversation, you know, what has that journey been like for those accomplishments, things that you've done and you feel it's very rewarding, and things that you're aiming for?
Well, so the past 2 years, I've been really interested in going to music festivals, and I've been like going to a bunch of different, just going as a live artist and bring my canvas, bring all my paints and stuff, and paint with all the other live artists. And that has brought me a lot of like sense of self and a lot of awareness of what people like and like all these different things. So like it's because the festival community, I don't know if you've ever been to one, but like it's really accepting, you know. It's not like a gallery. A gallery show where everybody's like you know, we're having a high standard here. It's like, you know, you like walk up to some art and you're like, what? And you just sit there and watch it. Like that's how it is with festivals and stuff. But one of my biggest
welcoming
from that was just selling my art right on the spot. Like somebody coming up to me like, oh my God, that is so amazing. Like and I'm like, all right, cool. Like PayPal. Like,
yes.
You know, it's just, it feels that people want your art. Like, and I just love seeing artists like feel that sense of accomplishment of just being looked at. You know, sometimes we don't, it's not the attention. It's just the what is it? No, like when somebody notices you, like just the fact that you're there, they're like, oh, like, wow, that there's some art over there. Like
you're in the presence. Yeah. To
there's
see
some art. Yeah.
You're absolutely right. You hit that right on the head, because it's a comfort thing. I was messaging one artist. It's a comfort thing. And to step out of what they are comfortable doing is something new. And sometimes that shakes something in them. And they're like, I don't know about that. But I did an interview with, well, of course, Elise Alexander, okay, with Dave doing art now. That's his tag name too. But there's something about and I use them because it's that live part, doing something live, creating it live. You are seeing, it's like you're seeing the story being written in front of you, as opposed to just, here's the book. You know, you're seeing the process. So, and I just learned that you do that, or have done it. Didn't you post? Yeah, you posted a photo.
One of my biggest, like, I'll go. One time I went to Ohio Dream Fest. Yeah, I went. I'm like all the time just going to shows and stuff, and like just going and just being around artists. Like I love that. I love just painting next to people. It's like one of my favorite things.
That's beautiful.
But I feel like my biggest accomplishments like is just to get my art into people's homes. Like I love that. Like I just love doing commission work, and like worked with people since I was like 15. Like I love like somebody's like, oh, I want this certain thing, but I can't really think of what I want. And I'm like, okay, well, let's work together. Like, with the commission stuff. But yeah, that's basically it. Like, I just love painting around other people, getting my art out there, and having people like want my art in their homes.
Yes.
Like, have it along with other artists too. Like,
it's a very rewarding feeling.
When I have enough money, I'm gonna like buy all types of art. And, like,
look, there was years ago, somebody had asked me if that's what I wanted to do, is be like a, you know, I can't think of the verbiage that they had used, but pretty much a huge art advocate where I would purchase art and just invest in artists. And I feel like that's come full circle, because the challenge that I had before is that I love so many forms of art. I didn't know which direction I wanted to go in. Yeah. Not realizing the underlying truth really is that I have a passion for all forms of art. So this is how I can express that. This is how I can get that out. So I felt like it did come full circle. But that's very cool, as far as what you were saying, where you feel accomplished, and what some of your, you know, you check some boxes off that are accomplishments. And the festival, that's really amazing. I've never done anything like that before. I've never gotten involved in that way.
Really different. Yeah. So like when you're like up close to the stage and you're like putting your stuff out there, like you said, live, it's a different vibe, because you're performing. You're like trying to like have this vision that you're putting out onto you know, and that you're just like having, and people are watching you, so you got to react, you know, you can't just, you know, stand there. So like it's it's a job, but it's also like really rewarding because like it's just it makes the experience better. Like when people see live artists out there, and just like even with live music, like that's why people go there, so they can see the art. And like that's just in general, like there's, you know, vendors that all are everywhere.
I love that. Now I was nodding my head, granted I haven't done that, but I was nodding my head because that's exactly what the artist Dave Doing Art Now was talking about. It's a different energy with the people there, with them watching you create it. It's just a completely different energy. So I'm sure sounds very powerful. It sounds very powerful. So
yeah, it's on from that point though, because I definitely would like to like do more like sophisticated shows and do galleries or something like that eventually.
Okay.
Where I collaborate with other artists and like have a nice space where we can get together and like put some art out there, and that's cool too. I'd really like to do that. Yeah.
Right. Now you're in Columbus. Right?
I live in Lakeview, so it's like about an hour and a half from Columbus. Yeah.
Okay. Someone in the comments had said that they saw you at the what festival?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Then in Columbus.
What festival was one of the best ones I've ever been to. Like it's a big warehouse, top to bottom, filled with all types of art from the ceiling to the like all art. There was hundreds of artists' art displayed on the walls, like, art installations and everything else like that. It was such a beautiful experience. Like I definitely recommend going to something like that if you want to see meet some really
definitely. Well, you're giving me a world of ideas here as far as, you know, making our company, our presence known at a festival and
definitely
artists like that.
With the What Productions. I'll send you some of their information. I know
please do, because Janella, I know you the plug. I know you are the plug out here. Girl, let me tell you something. I already loved your work, number one. But when you sent me the music that you wanted to go with your poster, I was just like, this girl, like, I like her vibe. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But that's good stuff. That really is. Wow. Yeah, please. I'm definitely open to that. And that's the only festival that you've done live art at?
I've done like Workout Music and Arts Festival, Ohio Dream Fest, Rootwire 2019. Yeah, there's quite a few. Last summer I did a lot of festivals. I probably, due to the coronavirus, I probably won't do any this summer.
Understood. Right.
But like I feel like I'm moving on past the festivals. I want to like do something a little different, you know, because there's stages to like different things, but like I feel like the festivals really can get your art out there quick.
Yeah.
And you can get your art to people's houses pretty easily too, because it's like you don't have to price your art so high, you know, even though it's at festivals you don't price your art as high as you would at a gallery. They probably
that's right.
Yeah. So
you're very knowledgeable about the arts in general. I get that feeling, and I think that's great. That's really good. I mean, you're in. I mean, our prime is whatever we determine our prime is, but you certainly have a passion that feels like you're at a very prime point right now, you know, so that's exciting. It means it's like you're fully charged, you know, so I think that's great. You're a full charge, a full battery charge. That's where you're at right now. So I want to go into some challenges. What have been some of the challenges that you've had as a creative? And I'm going to attach that to your support that you've had from your family. Have you had certain challenges perhaps with, you know, say instructors or certain colleagues where you're just like, what is going on? What have those challenges been like?
So I feel like one of the biggest challenges that I face as an artist is just the persistence of, you know, just like what this whole thing is about, the persistence of meaning, like actually sitting down and doing it. Like, even though I do it, it's just like there's a zone that you really have to be in. You got to have like a complete zone that you got to be in when you're like making art. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
You got to put everything aside, and like my head's full of stuff, like constantly. Like, I got to just, you know, I have to dissipate and just fully zone in.
Woo! Say that, girl. I'm telling you. I mean, you're shaking all kinds of energy in me. Let me tell you, why you were dropping some verbiage. Yes.
So yeah, that's
Yes.
that's basically it. Like, just and like, honestly, I have a bit of a problem with finishing stuff. Like, I tend to start things and not finish them as quick as I want to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll just start.
And what would that be for you? You're saying like as quick as you want to do it.
Like, if it's not a commission, I'll be starting a bunch of projects and like not really quite finishing them. Just like, unless they're smaller pieces. It's kind of, I can't really put my finger on it. It's just like, it's hard to finish things for me. Like, I'll have a bunch of random paintings that never get finished unless I really get all into it. Yeah, there's like a plateau. After you get past that plateau, like, oh, this looks ugly. Like, oh, this is not good enough. Like, then after that, like,
got it.
Forward, then you can get to then I can get to somewhere that I actually feel like, you know, I'm comfortable with. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Because I'm going to attach something to that. I'm just going to show some of your work for folks that might be jumping on and haven't seen your work. But what channeled, this is pretty cool. What channeled for me when you were saying that about, you know, you'll have some pieces that are unfinished. I thought about that. That would be a pretty amazing show in itself, titled Unfinished. Because the bottom line, the message is that, are we ever really finished?
Exactly.
It's still, you know, we never are. And if we want to go on a deeper level, because I feel like I can go there with you, is that we're really energy that's being recycled, you know, like it's just a continuous situation for us. So shout out to you, girl. I'm over here like, why didn't I like all 8 of these photos that I'm looking at right now? And so I'm like distracted because I'm like, ooh, I don't like this one, I don't like this one. But this is just some more of Janelle's artwork for those that just got on. Okay, all right, well, that's good feedback, what you were saying as far as some of the challenges that that you have had. What kind of advice would you give? And sometimes, you know, our viewers will pose this question also, but what kind of advice would you give to someone who is questionable about moving into arts? And I'm going to be more specific because they're doubting that they're going to blossom monetarily with it. I think that's a huge challenge for some. So what advice would you give?
I feel like time is your friend. Definitely, you just got to keep pushing it. You got to keep going. If you feel like you're not good enough, learn new things. Like, there are all techniques that you can start off with. Don't compare your work to others.
Yes.
That's
powerful.
That's not good. Because, like, if you compare other people just in general, you're not going to be your own self. And if you don't think your skill is where you want it to be, then just work on that skill. That doesn't mean you're not good. It just means that you don't have the same amount of skills as somebody else. And that's comparing yourself. So just work on yourself. And if it's not something that you love entirely, then don't do it. But if you feel like you have love for it, go all in and just do exactly what you feel like you can do.
Yeah.
Push past those limits. Like, when you're like, I can't do it. Like, just be like, actually, no, you can do it. Let me just try it a different way.
Yes, you are wise. I'm trying to think of what to call you, like Janella the Wise, or like Janella the Prophet. I'm just trying to, like, I mean, you see through all of me, girl. You see my whole soul. I'm just like, you are my vibe. I'm telling you, I hit subscribe to a podcast. It doesn't even exist yet. It's just
I seen the one with Elise in it, and I'm like, I need to talk to this girl. She is so
yes. And I'm so glad. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I get people very regularly now, and it's exciting, but at the same time, it can be a bit of a challenge because I want to support as many artists as possible. And so you really stood out because you just expressed so much passion. And I'm just like, dang, like I felt obligated. I was like, I had a job to do right now, so I'm gonna have to respond to Janelle. And then you hit me with all your artwork, and I was like, okay, she's serious. She's pretty serious. She's serious business. And so yeah, I'm so glad that we're at this point and that we've had this interview, because you know, the cool thing about it is that people learn from this, and it helps give them some faith, you know, to say, well, you know what, it's not just me who has experienced, say, some trials and challenges, but they've made it through, then I can make it through these challenges too. So that's what's up, girl. And I gotta say, shout out to your hair, because your hair is like pumped up and just kind of like, I don't know, it looks like it has all kinds of body in the front and everything. So you look good, girl. Thank you. So I gotta say, shout out to it. Girl, you know, I don't hide the compliments. Like, y'all gotta know. It's like you put the work in, you gotta know.
You are beautiful. You are very beautiful, and your vibe, it just flows into the universe.
I accept that compliment, and I appreciate that, most definitely. So it looks like folks are filling up the stack of question mark cards down here for me on my side. I can see the little stack. So let's get to some Q&A. So I want to thank you for all the feedback that you gave us for the main course of your interview, if you will. And now let's get to some questions from our viewers. Shout out to the viewers, y'all. Thank you for these questions in advance. All right, we got the first question is from Alanosis. She asks, are the paintings behind your creations? Oh, the paintings behind you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, snap. Oh, wow. Oh, what do we have here? Hey, thanks, Alanosis, for that. No. Oh my goodness. What? Girl.
This one's Salvador Dali. I'll be a little closer.
Oh my, girl, I was like, why does he look familiar? I don't know the face, I don't think, but he looks familiar. That is amazing, girl.
Thank you. I have another one.
Yes, please do share. Alanosis, thank you for that. Thank you for that question. What? Wow, look, girl, you're getting all the fire emojis. Folks are like, that is fire. Whoa.
Yeah, this one's another Salvador Dali one.
Oh my goodness. That is gorgeous, girl. What on earth? See the tribe? Thank you, tribe. Y'all are looking out for me because I didn't even notice that. I was too busy looking at her hair. Look at this. Wait a minute. Okay, what? Janelle, you have a lot to take in. I'm serious. Look at all the fire. People, all these fire emojis. That is craziness. I love that. Right, wait a minute. Those aren't on your page. Are they on your page?
No, they're not. I don't post much. It's kind of weird. I do have this.
Oh my gosh, girl, how do you? Okay, all right. All right, viewers. I love y'all, but let me squeeze a question in here. What do you use to create these? I mean, is this off of your imagination, your mind?
Oh, it's just acrylic. Yeah, this one's me.
What? Wait, but okay. Oh,
the self-portrait. It's from a mushroom. I feel like psychedelics. That's like a whole other thing. Like psychedelics are like can really connect you to that deep part, and that's what she's reaching into.
That is, oh my gosh, girl, what on earth? I can't. I wasn't ready, y'all. I wasn't ready. Sorry, viewers. I just wasn't ready for all of that because then it just opened up more questions. Oh my gosh. That is beautiful. I applaud you. Girl, what on earth? That's amazing. I mean, oh my gosh. I just looked at your page again as though those pieces were going to appear on here suddenly in one sweeping motion.
I have a...
What you got? What is... Girl! That is... Oh my gosh. Okay. Whoa. All right. So wait a minute. How do you create those? That's just off the dome, like straight off of a vision that you have. You sketch it out, then you apply it on canvas.
Really long time because I couldn't figure out how to put the like the dimensions of it, but
Girl,
finally figured it out. It's like straight down with like different levels, and then on the bottom,
let's see.
rock.
Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. All right. So, okay, viewers, I'm sorry. We're gonna continue with your questions, but here's where you got to give me the plug, Janella. How does somebody commission you, purchase your artwork? What do they have to do? Give us a set of instructions right now. How does this work?
So all you have to do is just message me on Messenger, on Facebook,
Okay.
and I work with anybody,
Great.
any price range, pretty open to like.
Do you have a set of artwork that's already available, or it's usually starting from a completely blank slate project?
I usually start blank slate project. Yeah,
Right.
I'm working with what people like, so whatever the customer is interested in, I start off there, then move on from there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Woo, girl, I'm so serious. I need another sip. I'm sorry. I've started breathing through my mouth. I can tell. Like when you started showing the Salvador Dali, I started, hyperventilating, and then you showed the self portrait of you on the mushroom. You hit me with that. Then you hit me with the waterfalls one. Like, good gracious. What we got? Oh, okay.
I
All right,
there.
Viewers, I'm so sorry, y'all. Let me get back to your questions. That was amazing, girl. I took a whole trip into another dimension just in that very moment. So let me get back to the viewers' questions here. All right, Cassian asked a question. He says, Janella, is there an art piece that was inspired by a dream or meditative state? Excellent question.
Yeah,
Excellent
actually,
question.
most of my paintings come from like just visions that I have. Like I'll just be like, minding my own business. I'll close my eyes and I'll literally just see some shit and like I'll have to paint it. But like, yeah, I dream a lot. I dream every night, and some of the dreams that I have, I can't really recreate them because they're like so vivid. But but the ones that I can recreate, I try my best to. Yeah.
That's beautiful. That was a great question, and I gotta say, I relate. I can definitely relate to what you're saying. I literally can sit and this happened. I was sitting in my car, closed my eyes, and it's like I went there. It's like I went somewhere else for a matter of a few seconds, and I came back, and it's like I had a whole story that played out. So yeah, you're dreaming pretty much. So okay, all right, girl, I am on a roll here. I'm vibing with you. All right, so Trent Artie, who is amazing. I hope he's still with us too. His page is amazing. I love his work. So, okay, what is your current challenge you're facing art-wise this year? A current challenge?
Male bodies, I feel like are really hard for me. Like just the anatomy of like males. I feel like females are super easy, but like male bodies, and also like perspective is a really big one for me. Like I tend to do subject based, where it's like right up in front of you, but it's hard for me to like differentiate what's behind and here and stuff like that.
Right.
Like it's kind of difficult for me to like figure out like where this is and back here. You know how Salvador Dali does his work, like there's a lot of perspective there where
I love his work. I love his work. Absolutely.
Far this distance and you can tell how big something is compared to where it is in front. Like
that's a real skill there. It really is. And I want to say another skill that I have, and thank you for that question, Trent Artie. A challenge that I've had is hands and feet and toes.
Yes.
So I want to say shout out because I looked at the hands on the self portrait of you in the mushroom. I was like, she did good on that.
Toes are difficult. Toes are very difficult.
Woo! Yes. So definitely shout out to you for what you have been able to accomplish. Most definitely, because you have some real masterpieces on your hands. Okay.
Thank you.
So, and I have a comment from Alanosis. She says, y'all are spirit sisters with the same hairstyle. Yes!
I'm trying to get connection, girl. This is so bad. I live out in the country, so it's kind of hard to get some connection.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. I was like, no, she's out of nature, soaking up that prana is what they're saying in the comments. She's soaking up the prana. All right, that's okay. Are you good? Are you okay with the connection? I think we're okay right now. I think we're okay right now for connection. Are you good? You decent with the connection? Okay, because I can see you. I can see and hear you. You're pretty clear. Okay, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to get connection. It's kind of like
okay, can you hear me? Are you okay?
All right, how about now?
Yes. Can you hear me? You good? We good? We good? Testing. Can you hear me?
It's still breaking up.
All right, viewers, can you hear me? Viewers, let me know you can hear me. Say yes. Say yes if you can hear me. Janella, close any apps you have.
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
You can hear me? Okay, good. All right, so thank you for those questions, viewers. So we're going to round it out. We're going to bring it to a close with a word game. Are you ready?
Can you hear?
I can hear you. If this connection works, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you. This is my signal.
Okay. Okay. Now here we go. Okay.
Okay. Great. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna bring it to a close with a word game. Okay, and it's not the word game switches up a little bit. Okay, so this one is the question of the sense. Okay, the name of the game is really called Making Sense. Okay, it has to do with smells. All right, smells and sensey things. So I'm going to give a particular either object or location. You have to tell me what it smells like. Okay.
Okay.
What it smells like for you? All right. So what does Janella's kitchen smell like? What does your kitchen smell like?
Tomato sauce.
Tomato sauce.
And garlic.
Wait, what? Tomato sauce? Do you do like homemade pizza?
Yeah. Today it smells like pizza because I made some calzones.
Girl, I bet you cook like a beast. Let me tell you, if you can create artwork like that, I know you go hard in the kitchen. There's like no doubt. No doubt. All right, excellent answer. Next question is, what does your car smell like? What does your car smell like? We get into your car. What does it smell like in your car?
What does my what smell like? My hair?
Your car. What does your car smell like?
My car? It used to smell like air wicks, I guess, but
air wicks, right?
Now
got you,
or paint.
Or paint, yeah. Right?
Or those little trees, you know, trees.
Little trees, yes, that you hang in the rearview mirror thing. I love it. All right, what does your fridge smell like? What's up in your fridge?
The fridge?
Yes.
I'm not quite sure. Maybe fridge smell.
Is that like baking soda or something?
Yeah,
like,
probably. Yeah, like we have soda in there, so that's probably what it is the baking.
Got you. Yeah, so do I. I really, when I asked you that question, I asked myself, what does my fridge smell like? Baking soda? I mean.
Yeah, I mean, that's because you'll look, I'll make sure to check on that, what that actually smells like.
Okay, what is, you're going to go do an investigation. You're like, doggone it, what does my fridge smell like anyway? Let's really look at things closer.
Real quick.
Okay. Y'all, she's going to check. And look, Janella got me crying, y'all. That's when you know the interview is on fire.
Spinach. Smells like
spinach?
Yeah.
It smells like produce. All right, so she's got spinach in the fridge, y'all. Oh my gosh. All right, so I have, this is a scenario question. I know you got me crying here, girl. Okay. If Instagram had a scent to it, okay, what would Instagram smell like? If Instagram had a scent, what would it smell like?
Uh,
Imagination. So you got to put it to work.
I don't know why I'm going towards the negative for that one.
I know you would not be the first one.
Like
A couple people do that.
Tears and
Tears.
Tears and beach waves are what's coming. Or
I love that. That's a very creative answer. I love that. Tears and beach waves. Viewers, you heard it first, okay? You heard it first here on DreamAloud Art, most definitely. Janella, that was awesome. Thank you so much. Do you want to give any shout outs to anybody before we close it out?
Yeah, I'm going to give a shout out to Dr. Liv 95. He is awesome. Okay. One of my friends. And
hey, shout out to him.
He's on here. Shout out to everybody who got on.
Yes.
Just shout out.
Yes. Big shouts to all y'all. Thank you so much, viewers. Thank you for joining us and our very creative elements. Yes.
For you, I have a question.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That's right. Yo, what is your question for me? Before I close, I'm glad you caught me, girl. I'm glad you caught me. What's your question? Please do.
What's your favorite thing about life?
Ooh, dang. My favorite thing about life is having the opportunity to live in the state of love. Ooh. And feel it. That
is amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. That's the best answer I've ever heard.
I love the fact you asked that because I had to go deep and just say what came naturally.
Yeah, exactly.
Girl, see, this is why you're my curl sister, my soul sister. Like, yo, we have like the same curl pattern. Like, what's going on, you know? Awesome. I'm so glad that you caught me for that, for the reverse roles and asking me the question. Yes, I really appreciate you. Janella, you the one, girl. Keep doing your thing, most definitely. Shout out to the viewers. We appreciate and love y'all. Janella, I'll be DMing you in a little bit, okay?
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I really appreciate that.
Yes, I love it.
It was really great talking to you.
Yes, hit me up. Let me know anything that's going on with you and anything I could possibly share with our tribe, okay?
Okay.
Anytime. All right, girl. Peace. I'm going to close it out on this end, okay?
Peace. All right. Peace.
All right, tribe. I hope you enjoyed that interview with the one and only fantastical Janella, a.k.a. Artsotek.studio. Again, she is tagged in the pinned comment below. If you're not following me, yo, stop browsing. Go ahead and follow me here at DreamAloud Art. Y'all, RTA stands for, drum roll, respect the artists, because that's all we do, okay? RTA Enterprises all day, every day. You part of the team, you're part of the tribe, all right? So peace from here to the far east. Love y'all.